Joe. We have two great presenters today, so I'm glad you're here. Also, and so anyway, a couple things. If you could go to our Facebook page, Cup of Joe, not the coffee shop, but you can look at the coffee shop, but Cup of Joe, and like our page, share it. Share the presentation. That would be great. Also, I want to thank a couple people real quick. Our coffee sponsor is Scooter's Coffee, and they just opened their new Southbelt location. So be sure to go by and check that out. And then also our book of the month at the end of the month is the 10-day MBA, and I think you can get those at what's the name of the
Story Collective.
Story Collective. I think she has some. Or you don't even have to read it, just come to our book club at the end of the month on the last Wednesday of the month at 8 o'clock in this room over here. And then another real quick thank you to the library for letting us do this because they don't charge us anything. And then the marathon, September 27th is coming up, St. Joseph Marathon, so to all you runners and even non-runners, you can support them.
And there's posters over there if they want to take some.
If you want to take it and put it up in your business. Okay, so our first presenter is Emily Gutzmer with Polish Pretty by M, and her mother's over there too. I think you'll see her at the store.
Do you care which side I stand on?
If you could scoot like a little bit.
Sorry.
There you go. That way we can get everything in. Thank you for asking.
Yes, you're welcome. So like she said, I'm Emily Gutzmer. A lot of you might know me, well, maybe not, I don't know, but by Emily Mikesch. So that was my previous name when I started the location, and I actually taught here in St. Joe for 4 years. But this is a little picture of my boutique, and that is my mom in the picture. She's right over there, but none of this would be possible without her because I actually currently live in St. Louis. So she keeps the store alive while I am there. This is just a little bit about our business. So we started in 2019. I never thought I would have a boutique. So I grew up, I was like, I want to be a teacher. I knew from day one that that's what I wanted to do. My mom taught forever here in the St. Joseph School District. And so I just knew I wanted to follow in her footsteps. But then in 2019, I kind of like pulled out my more creative side, I feel like. I minored in art education up at Northwest Missouri State University. And so I learned how to like screen print and do like a bunch of different fun things. And so that kind of like sparked an interest. Originally when I started though, it all started with Color Street nail strips, if you guys know what those are. So it's like nail polish strips basically that you put on. And so I had to get like a business license, all the fun stuff just to do that. And so I came up with the name Polish Pretty by M because I was like, ooh, polished nails, fun. And so that's how it kind of started, and that was like even before the boutique, so that was probably in like 2017. But then, so I like started doing little holiday marts and things like that in 2019, and I had my nail strips, and I made earrings, and I made like 5 t-shirts. And so like the t-shirts that I would have, the display you'll see here in a second, but it's so crazy. I thought it was so cute and so, put together. But I literally had like 5 shirts on the table and all my nails, so it was kind of chaotic. But then, so we started like adding more boutique items and things like that. So then I started wholesaling and working with different like manufacturers and companies and bringing that sort of thing in as well. And so we were in the mall, in East Hills Mall, for about 4 years. And then we actually moved to our current location last July. And so my dad and brother are also up there. They help move all the fun, heavy boxes. So they enjoy doing all of that. They're my shipping and handling department, and so they just manage that fun side. And then we have a few employees that help us. We sell clothing, accessories, and like a few little home decor things here and there. But yeah. So this is, I kind of went through this a little bit. The pictures are kind of dark because they were not great quality. But this picture right over here, that's like my very first nail setup. So I have like the plastic garage sale tables, and then like a palette with like a few things on there. down low right here, I don't know if is there a laser on this?
I think so, yeah.
I have literally probably like 3 shirts right there, and there's a couple back there. But that's how we started. This palette was full of earrings that I had made. And it was great. Like, I loved it. Like, it was so much fun. I got to express, like, my creativity side and, like, bring all that out. And I think just being able to talk to people at the mall and, like, get, like, my teacher friends and things like that, they would all come in. It really, like, it just made it fun. And so, like, my mom and I, we were like, oh, this is so fun. We can keep doing this, you know? And so this up here, we added a little more. We have some Christmas decorations, you know. We kind of expanded. We had a little sign I made from Hobby Lobby. And then this was our location. We actually had 2 locations. So we were in the river in the mall. If any of you know where that is, it's kind of behind Topsy's. But we had 2 spots there. So this is one of them right there. And we had, this is when we added lots of like boutique clothing and things like that. And then this right here is our new location. That was right before we had moved everything over. But when we were at the mall, we were only open Wednesday evenings and then weekends. And now we are open Wednesdays through Saturdays. So, our target market, we typically, like at first we like really hit like our teacher friends, I felt like, because we were both teachers here in the school district. And that's just like who we knew. And so I feel like that's kind of like who we sold stuff to. And so it was a lot of people like ages 20s to like retirement age. So we tried to have little things here and there for everyone, whether it was clothing, accessories, little gift ideas. And now we just continue like to sell to our teacher friends. We have a lot of nurses that we sell to. But really we have expanded like tremendously. Like we see so many new faces all the time. And at first I would have said, yeah, we for sure sell to teachers. And now we just kind of have like a broad range of people. So we even have some baby clothes, so some of you may have seen my little baby come in here with me. But, you know, if I have a baby, then I have to sell baby clothes so I can get that stuff for him, right? So, yeah, these are just a few of our little things here and there. And so, looking at the economic side of it, this move has been incredible for us. I was telling a couple of people earlier, if we wouldn't have made this move, like I truly don't know what our store would look like today. In the mall, I thought we were doing great. Like I was so scared to leave the mall because it was my comfort, it was my home, and I was like, no, like people know we're here, you know, that sort of thing. When in reality, a lot of people didn't realize we were there, and it was like the same customers. We'd have some new customers like coming in, but just it was hard because we were kind of hidden back there and that sort of thing. So moving to this location last July, our sales have increased 303%, which is crazy. It's truly been a blessing. Like, I truly can't wait to come back here because my husband and I are moving back next summer. And so I'm like super excited just because then I'll get to be in the store all the time rather than just like on a Friday and Saturday when I'm back from St. Louis or like a Wednesday today and, you know, different things like that. But increasing our sales like this, we've been allowed to like have more employees, which has been nice because then it takes off some of that stress from my mom and I. And so they've been great about coming in, they'll help stock things, do all that fun stuff, or not so fun stuff. And so it really has given us lots of options. We've also been able to expand our inventory a lot, which is always fun. We're always trying to find like fun new things. And we just like to carry a variety of things. So like right now we have lots of Royals and Chiefs and all that stuff, but we also have like a lot of boutique clothing as well. And so it's just allowed us for like a lot more opportunities and ways to reach other people too. So these are just a few of our pictures. We have like our Noah Cameron display, and because everyone loves him, you know. And then we have our Chiefs stuff, and then this is just a picture. That's actually of our grand opening last year. In our new location. And so some future goals that we have. So like I said, my husband and I are moving back here next summer. We have really been talking a lot about like the business, and my heart of course is still with teaching, so I'm like, okay, my plan is to go back, you know, do that sort of thing, but then I also want to like really focus on the boutique as well. especially because I'll be in town all the time. And so we've really thought about like expanding our current location. We've kind of talked with management out where we are about either like tearing down a wall and adding a second space right there, and just having it be a little bit larger. We talked about opening a second location. We know there are lots of things kind of going downtown as well. We've been looking at like different opportunities for that. And so those are just some things we're kind of like bouncing back and forth right now, trying to figure out what we want to do. We've also talked about expanding to an online like shopping platform. So right now we are in store only. And that's really tricky for people who like either live out of town or they're like not really around, they're really busy and they want things just shipped right to their house. And we know like the convenience of that is so great. So that's one thing that we really want to try to focus on when I am back here. Just because right now it's so hard. I hate to ask people to like run to Going Postal or, you know, somewhere just to ship a bunch of stuff. And so like right now it's again me, I feel bad making people do things. So I just don't want to add that extra stress to others as well. So that's definitely something we want to do when I'm back here, just because we get messages regularly. Like, hey, will you ship this to us? We're really interested in this. Like, can you send it to us? Whatever. And then we've also talked about extending our hours. So like, there will be days my mom and I are in there stocking, and we'll be in there like on a Monday or Tuesday, and people will just come in, which is great. We don't care, you know, if they're out wanting to shop, come on in. But it is crazy the foot traffic that we get over there in our location. I also don't think I mentioned where we're located. Sorry, the address was up there, but you know, yeah. So we're actually right by like McAllister's, Perkins, Hazel's, and AR Workshop. So we're kind of in that little nook right back there. Sorry, you might, if you want to know that, that's where we are. But yeah, so those are kind of like our future goals and plans. So, a few of our problems and challenges. So, like I said, living in St. Louis is kind of tricky. It makes it hard when I'm like trying to stock things, or like right now we're getting tons of fall inventory in. We're trying to make like all the Chief stuff and Royal stuff, and a lot of that we do make, and so it's very time consuming and hard when I'm away all the time. So that definitely kind of throws some curveballs in there, just because I'm not always here, and like I said, I hate like pushing things onto people, which I do that a lot, and my family is great at helping out, but like it still makes me feel very guilty. And then another problem, like I said, the shopping online. Like I feel like we are turning away customers because we don't provide that right now. And so I feel like that's definitely something that we kind of want to adjust in the future, just to kind of help our customers, help our business, and that sort of thing. Another thing I don't have listed up here, we have noticed that it's a little trickier to find good employees like that are hardworking and that sort of thing. We have some right now that are phenomenal, and truly our business would not be running right now. But like we struggle with like weekday people, and so like we've noticed everybody, they would love to help on this weekends or like, you know, Saturdays, Sundays, that sort of thing, which is great. But we have noticed like it's like our Thursdays or our Wednesdays, like we'll have those struggles right there. So yeah, those are a few of our little challenges. But yeah, do you guys have any questions or anything?
I would suggest, I have a UPS pickup that is only triggered by when I create a label.
Okay.
They do a great job. They come by in the afternoon. Like I can enter a label up until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they'll come pick up that package.
Oh,
It's
nice.
free. Like there's no additional charge for them doing that.
Okay.
And I love it.
Yeah, and you said that's UPS pickup? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and they call it a smart pickup.
Okay. See, and I haven't even like looked into it much because I'm like, I don't know, it stresses me out thinking about it. But that's a really
Most of
good.
your stuff could probably just fit in a tie-back envelope.
Yeah. Nice.
Are you
Okay.
like by Going Postal?
Yeah. Yeah. So okay.
Going Postal, they do a great job, but it's tough filling out that form every time.
You have to do that every time. Okay. Yeah.
But if she has I know if she has a prepaid package label though, I think if she got a label system that would print, I don't think you have to. Yeah, you don't have to fill that out if you have a pre-packaged.
You just drop it.
Mm-hmm.
And UPS, you can even do that. You can just get an account,
Okay.
print the label, and I do that. If I've missed my pickup, I'll
Yeah.
just take stuff out there
Gotcha.
and drop it off and just give it to them.
Yeah.
And they'll give you a receipt if you want. I'm like,
Right.
you guys do a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's good to know because, like I said, I haven't really looked into it a whole lot just because I'm not here. But that is good to know because that would make it easy even if I'm not here. So, yeah.
I want to first say, great job. Let's clap it up for y'all. Yeah, it's beautiful. But so in the field of work, so what are you using to drive? Once you do prepare to go online more, what do you think your drivers will be for your customer clientele? How will you be able to saturate the market?
So I'm trying to figure out right now. So originally I had a website.
Okay.
So I started with a website and I had that for like a couple years. And it was hard because I was noticing like if someone would buy something online, it could literally be in someone else's hands. And it could be like the last item. And so I got to the point where I was like, oh crud, okay, so I don't want to go take it from that person, but this person bought it online, you know, like, so like I've been really thinking about like what to do when it comes time to do that again. And so I was sort of thinking maybe I would start by just selling on like social media because right now we push a lot on Facebook. And that's like where our main views and everything come from. And so I know there are a lot of boutiques that will like post things on Facebook, that sort of thing, go that route, rather than like doing a whole website again. And so I've kind of weighed the pros and cons of that a little bit. Again, I haven't done it a whole lot just because I feel like I'm not to that point yet. But yeah, go ahead.
So Build.com may be an option for you.
Okay.
You want to look into some of those, not say grants, but those programs where they're trying to help entrepreneurs grow the resale market.
Yeah.
And Build.com is trying to get into more of that. And they have a tracking system, inventory tracking. They normally are known for just going billing.
Yeah.
You know, but they've expanded beyond that. And it's not at a high price yet. You know
Okay, right.
Intuit QuickBooks have that, but it's going to cost you $99 a month. So that's not what you want. But Build.com may be your angle for that entry level and just expand from there.
Yeah.
And then just so I want to bring, how many Kansas City FIFA? Any thoughts about FIFA?
I haven't thought about, but I could.
Oh, you want to think about FIFA? We'll talk.
I know. I've had a few questions about like adding other like things in, and yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it. Yes.
Okay, I have two things. One, Ashton online said Amazon has thermal printers for $45, so in the future. Another thing to top off on that is you may reach out to Chloe Smithers, who owns Olive Street Boutique and
Yes,
Graphic
okay.
22, because I feel like she does a really good online presence, and I think she would be very helpful.
Yeah.
With maybe helping you streamline that process in the future.
Yeah.
So my question is, how do you stay ahead of trends? So a couple months ago, I saw barrel jeans were coming, and I was asking my friends, I was like, what are we thinking about barrel jeans? And everyone was like, no. And then you're wearing them, and I'm like, okay, those are really cute on you. I think I need to go try a pair. But how do you stay ahead of trends and knowing because you're probably buying already for like next fall, right?
Yeah, so we do a lot of like buying ahead, but then we also have like some last minute buying because we have to like just fill what we have empty. And so I don't know, I do lots of like research and just kind of TikTok, social media, just seeing what some of those trends would be. Some of the trends on the East Coast though are not going to make it to here, and I mean it's just not going to happen. Some of the West Coast trends are not going to make it here, and that's fine. But I also try to think more like, okay, what can people wear like out and about, and like what could they teach in, what could they go to work in?
Versatile.
Because so many new trendy things are like, they might not be appropriate for that sort of thing. And so I think you also have to kind of keep in mind that. My brother's girlfriend is really good about like knowing the trends too. So I'm like, hey, is this going to be okay? Or she's like, maybe not. Or she would love it. And so just kind of doing that. A lot of the companies I work with though, they are very on top of it too. So like if I see something on there, a lot of times it is something that's kind of trendy in other places and it's making its way here. So that definitely helps.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like barrel jeans, leopard coming back, the cheetah print stuff. It's here for now. We'll see.
Leopard's never going away.
I know, honestly, I love it. Like it's so fun. Don't get rid of your leopard.
Yeah.
Because it'll come back. But
so you said you're having trouble filling some time spots. Do you have a flexible schedule? Because flexibility at the workplace is a big buzzword now. So the 9 to 1 shift has always been available for people that have to drop off kids, pick them up, things like that.
right, and that's That is what makes it hard because it's definitely like our hours are like 12 to 5. And so like right now we have some college students that work for us, and so the problem we run into is, they have class on Tuesday, Thursday, or they have class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so that's where we run into the problems. But yeah, we could honestly mention like the flexible schedule, and then we could try to like fill in other places.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know.
So
I don't know how to like
You could do like stocking before you open.
We could, yeah. We could do things like that, marking new items, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's a good,
Just plant that 9 to 1 shift.
yeah, 9 to 1.
A lot of
Okay.
people out there in that market.
They like that better.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good to know. I just, again, because we look for that target area, so it's hard to.
Congratulations on your social media, 3.8 followers. That's
Thank you.
fantastic. Can you talk about your strategy some for social media and how you come up with that?
Yeah, so Facebook algorithms are funky. And so I've noticed, like, if we go on vacation, I definitely have to have things scheduled, and I still have to be, like, checking the post so that I can, like, comment back to people and reply and all that stuff. It is tricky because sometimes your post will get hidden, and then sometimes your post will blow up, and it's like, how did that post blow up, but then this one didn't, you know? So a lot of times what I do is I will schedule my posts out, and I'll do like a morning, afternoon, evening. It might be annoying to some people, but I feel like it just helps get like the business out there, and then more people kind of hear about us that way. But I feel like if we hit the morning, we'll hit the people that are like just waking up, and then the lunchtime crew, and then the like after dinner crew, you know, and so it just kind of helps with that. I try to add in like fun little sayings, or like I personally haven't done a lot of hashtags. I know those work for a lot of people to get like engagement and stuff. I just kind of do like just a fun little quick thing with like fun emojis, or you know, like little sparkly emojis, things like that. But I feel like that just, I don't know, it kind of grabs people, I guess. And then I just respond to them, or I try to. With a baby now, it's kind of hard. I'm like, oh crud, I didn't respond to this person when they asked how much something was. But yeah.
Put the baby on there 3 times a day.
Honestly, the baby gets the most views. So when I put him in a cute, polished, pretty outfit, we win. So, sorry to that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And is it on, I'm sorry, is it just Facebook? Or you
So I also have Instagram. I am a slacker and sometimes forget to post on Instagram, but I'm working on it. We've done like a handful of reels, but I'm also not the type that likes to be like on video. Like I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable, I guess. I'm weird about it. I don't know. But I need to get used to it because I know that helps a lot. So, yes.
I think you can connect the two, Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
No, but then I feel like my views aren't as high when I do that. That's what I've noticed. And I don't know. Maybe it's just random. Because I know you can put them and have them send to both. But I feel like when I've done that, like my views aren't as high. And maybe that's just a coincidence. I don't know. Maybe it's...
What
I
do
don't-
you say
I
about
don't. So I don't think that's. I think it's a coincidence.
Okay.
Because it shouldn't affect at
Okay.
all if you post to both, or if you schedule the post to
Yeah.
both. Personally, what I recommend people is don't post more than twice a
Okay.
day as well, and then watch your views. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna take like a couple weeks, and because Facebook algorithm and Instagram is a little wonky.
Mm-hmm.
I would say consistent posting, but not more than twice.
Yeah. Okay.
Because then you're clogging up. The
So, like,
feed.
what times would you recommend?
Whatever
Any?
times, check your algorithm,
Okay.
check your analytics, and see like which works best. But if you post at 6, it's not like, oh, people that are waking up early are gonna see this first.
Yeah.
That 6 o'clock post might show up during lunchtime, during dinner, shows up 5 days later.
True.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter, but when you post too much, Facebook is going to think, oh, she's spamming the feed, so I'm
Okay.
not going to push her feed out as much.
Yeah.
But I also want you to focus on posting at both because your SEO now also counts social media. So Instagram just came out and said, hey, like we're going to be showing up on Google now. So it's actually helping if you ever build a website.
Okay.
It's actually helping your SEO. So if people look you up like boutique in St. Joe,
Yeah.
your post from Instagram might show up, and you never know.
Right.
So I recommend connecting the two
Okay.
and then testing that out
Okay.
again
Yeah.
because it shouldn't matter.
Right.
I have all of my clients have all connected both, and it just makes your life so much easier.
Yeah.
And it did not affect
Okay.
their algorithm, or it did not affect their analytics. I think we saw growth more than a decrease in views. I think the decrease in view came from posting too much.
Gotcha. Okay,
So
no, that makes sense. Yeah.
I would spread it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have to try that because, yeah, like I said, I didn't do it consistently. It was only
Yeah.
like a handful of times.
Yes.
And I was like convinced. I'm like, oh, no, we're
No.
going down, we're done.
No.
But, okay, that's good to know.
Stay consistent.
Yeah, gotta talk to the experts.
Yes.
I was just thinking about retired teacher pool.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some teachers that have chosen to retire, but yet they're still a very active part of their life.
Yeah.
They could be a real asset for you in some of those situations that you're having a hard time covering.
Yeah, no, that would be perfect.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not want any
Get them out of the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me something to do. Get away from my husband.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, then they can be social, like you were saying, and
Yeah.
and talk to people. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted you to kind of explain boutique clothing a little bit more, just kind of give us a better idea.
So there's like a wide variety of stuff. So like if you need like, it's not super formal dresses, we'll have like, if you need like a casual dress to wear to like a wedding or an event, you know, something like that, like a graduation party, or if you just want to wear it to like breakfast one day, you know, something like that. We have a lot of jeans, denim, that sort of thing. We'll have some tops and things. We also have t-shirts, sweatshirts, all of that. But we'll have like cardigans and different clothing items like that, whether you want to like kind of dress up or if you want to dress down, dress a little more comfy. We have kind of a little bit of everything. But we don't carry like super dressy things that you would want to wear to like a black tie event, you know? So does that kind of answer? So.
Good job.